Nigeria's strides in board diversity is at approximately 30% female representation among top companies, and that demonstrates the impact of collective effort. It can be done. So with intentionality, we can replicate this across all sectors and all levels. Please let us continue to champion gender equality and women's empowerment for national and global prosperity.
Just like the keynote speaker, Funke Opeke, said today, that when you start on a journey, you never really know where it's going to take you to. Yeah, so you have an idea. We had a plan. We're very intentional. There was clarity around the vision, clarity around our model, and we took it in stages. And as we've gone along, new ideas have come in from the advisory board members, from all the volunteers that have come in. The important thing is that the core principle is, in line with the vision, is to develop women to build a better nation. And we're focused on building leadership capacity through structured mentorship, and also the advocacy part of our work to try and ensure that the right policies, the right laws are promulgated, and that where policies and guidelines already exist, that they're reviewed if they're not fit for purpose, to ensure that every human being, male and female, has an equal opportunity to actualize themselves and to, achieve their aspirations. Well, what I'd like them to take away is that, first of all, it's a mentoring book. It's a reference point. It's a guide. What we've done here as WISCAR is to chronicle, the path that we have trodden in terms of mentorship for the last 16 years. So it's very, very rich in terms of evidence-based, in terms of, a track record of a model and a methodology that actually works. So we're hoping that, everybody will pick up a copy of this book, try and get access to it, either physically from the WISCAR office or online, because we're going to make sure it's available online on Amazon. And through this process, appreciate the importance of having a mentor, having a role model, having a sponsor, building relationships, and all the things that we teach, in the WISCAR School of Excellence. It's a talent development solution. It's a leadership development toolkit. It's a guide for training your staff. So I think in every secondary school, in every university, in every office, if you're looking for how you can better manage your talent, not just your female talent, your female and your male talent, then this is a book that can really help you. And you try to fix the price at a level that we think, is affordable and accessible to everyone, because what we're trying to do through this book is to democratize mentorship, because we feel that mentorship is so important.
Meetings at 1 a.m. Now, women who are married or in committed relationships and things like that find it difficult to attend 1 a.m. meetings. And these are where decisions are taken, far-reaching decisions. You say, oh no, everyone's working during the day, we can only meet after midnight. No, you have to make sure that we change the culture of politics to suit women as well.
Thank you.
It's important for structures such as, I spoke about the passing of the bills, the gender bills in front of the National Assembly. This gender bills encourages the 35% affirmation bill, which we have signed in Kwara State, to make sure that there's 35% and women at least, to also make sure that women have special seats, so that certain seats, go to women, to make sure that women's have, because currently women's spouses who have foreign spouses cannot get Nigerian citizenship.
Yeah.
This is not the case for men. Men who have foreign partners, their spouses get citizenship.
Yeah.
So that would also, encourage women in this regard if all these gender bills are passed. Apart from these gender bills, that takes us to the table. I talked about the culture of politics, making sure that the culture is friendly to women.
Yeah.
It's very important not to have meetings at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
It's very important to make sure that women are informed of these meetings, giving adequate preparation, and made to, take one step further, are able to use their voices. Now, for what we've done in Kwara State, we, encourage that more states do that, and we have seen more states also do that. I told you we have the youngest female House of Assembly member in Kwara State. And this is fostering a young woman to use her voice. And we have 5 women in the House of Assembly. Other states like Ekiti State have 6 women. We have states like Ogun, Ebonyi, and other states that have women deputy governors, and so many other states. So at the subnational level, we are seeing that increase going on. So at the federal level, that's why we encourage by the gender bills being passed. Now we get women at the table. We want them to be able to stay at the table. So the mentorship and sponsorship is important because for a woman to go into politics is very expensive. So we need to foster ways in which to be able to sponsor them, to keep them in there, and to make sure that once they are there representing us, they can use their voices. So these are, some of the structures that we have. We want organizations to sponsor women to come forward, pick a particular woman and be able to sponsor her through so she can get through. We're already seeing the changes by the changes in law. We need laws to be changed, and the changes are coming in law. Then we need to change the norms, and culture.
Yeah.
So I talked about transforming norms. We had a conference in Abuja where we invited traditional rulers to come and talk to us about their role in transforming norms. In certain places, women can't do certain things. So the more we are able to mainstream that women can participate in certain things. And you see, we also need to shape perception. Men have to be made to see that women being transformed is not a threat to men. Because currently you have one hand tied behind your back. Almost 50% of the population is not getting the fair chances that they need. So the society is not at its utmost best. But men should understand that promoting women means that the society is better even for them. It's not a threat to them. So these are some of the things that we can deploy to make sure that women stay in power. Well, I'd just like to say that they should keep their dream alive. I decided around the age of 6, I told my dad I wanted to follow him. I wanted to go into the foreign service, and I kept that up. So believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. And then we encourage people now to have several streams of employment. In Kwara, I teach women skills acquisition programs, makeup and makeover, confectionery, sewing, tailoring, design, smelting, all kinds of things, drone technology for farming. We want women to go into farming, and do all these things. So have a separate stream of income as well to support yourself. And, the sky is just the beginning. You will get there. So just believe in yourself. Have mentors, have sponsors, and have a separate stream of income. And just stick to your dream. Don't get discouraged.
We had about 77% of girls, upon starting our program, felt that STEM are careers for men. And this is in today's world. And you're wondering how. But then you start to see that with mentorship, with exposure to training, and then they start to build that confidence. And they think, you know what, I can do this. So you are demystifying what seems to be very complicated and complex.
So WISCAR runs training programs, mentorship programs, and also research. Our training programs include after-school clubs in Lagos, Kwara State, and Ondo State. And then also we have the STEM residential camp for teenage girls, so girls in secondary school. And then we also have a mentorship program. So once the girls have decided that they want to pursue STEM, we match them with mentors so that they are guided along their career path. Okay, so I would say find your why, find what it is that interests you, because STEM is very broad. You need to find the area that aligns with your area of interest, whether it's helping people stay healthy, whether it's helping people to be productive, save time, whether it's financial management. So find your why, find what interests you, and then research and find the different career options. Once you have identified possible areas, find people that you can speak to, whether people in person or online. There are so many resources online. And then once you are there, then of course the training never stops. So make sure that you keep learning and learning so that you can stay relevant in the field.
I've had about 3-4 male CEOs who were able to identify the value in me and decided to sponsor me through the organizations that I worked for. And so as I moved across the ladder, these men and the he for she's in our lives, I think really deserve a lot of they need to be acknowledged significantly because they've also played that role for a number of us. So the sponsors that I've had propelled me and what the role of a sponsor is, to speak for you in the room where you're not in. So a number of times they have been able to do that for me. And I hope that I'm also doing that now for the women and men that work with me.
There are many opportunities for business women. You know where interest rates are in Nigeria today at very high levels beyond 30%. Through the Bank of Industry, we, FSDH, and a number of other Nigerian institutions have been able to access cheap funding for female entrepreneurs that are running successful businesses. So interest rates that are close to not single digits, but early double digits, and is available to structured businesses who want to scale their businesses. So that's one scheme that is available. We in FSDH, we also have beyond financing solutions, we have non-financial solutions for women. So because we realize that beyond money, beyond funding, there are other things that business entrepreneurs require. So we provide mentorship programs, we provide training, we have tie-ups and alliances with some institutions that help to train women and help them be successful in their businesses. We also attach them to mentors in their fields that help them scale their business, help them better understand what they should be doing and looking out for in business. For women starting off in their career, I would say that identify where your strength is, identify what you love to do in that space. Banking, finance was my own love, really, and it was one area that I knew that I wanted to know more about. Second thing, be a subject matter expert in anything you choose to be. Because you're a woman doesn't mean you're going to be pushed up, and we need to get away from that. You have to be a knowledgeable woman, a subject matter expert in your field for you to expect to be elevated. And so do your best, know your work, and be consistent. Do not give up. We're talking about grit today, which is the strength of character. Be consistent. Make sure you do not give up. There will be challenges along the line, but challenges do not define you. Challenges actually help you to scale. So embrace those challenges and you'll be amazed at what comes out of you. And I wish you all the best, and I look out to hear success stories for all the women around.
One of my key takeaways, I would say, is from the keynote speaker, CEO of Main One, Funke Opeke. I heard her story, and I have to say this is the first time I'm actually hearing her story. And when the facilitator was introducing her, right, and she talked about the fact that she eats nose, as cereal for breakfast. Yeah. I was like, okay, let me see that. And then she came on. And I have to say that her story is a testament to the theme of this conference, which is resilience. When she was speaking, I kept on just trying to put myself in that situation and wondering what my response would be, at every stopgap, at every issue that came up. And one thing I have taken away is just never take no for an answer. Always see no as an opportunity. And that's one thing I am glad to say that I'm also going to distill into the community She Ventures. Just never take no for an answer. One thing she also said that really struck me is how it's obvious more and more that women, and this is all respect to the men in the room, but the way women face problems and challenges, they just take it head on and are able to sort of pivot gracefully, just flow and adapt with the change. And I think that's one of the reasons why women are the backbone of the Nigerian economy. Gaps that we've done a lot, but two main gaps I see, and that's when it comes to access for women. And She Ventures, FCN Desk for Women is built on 4 pillars. Access to finance, access to networks, access to knowledge, and access to markets. For example, there was an event earlier on today. It was a training program that we had put up for the fiscally challenged, site challenged. And we had quite a number of questions about access to finance. Now, one of the things that has struck me in my role in the bank is that a lot of times we talk about access to finance as the main challenge for female entrepreneurs. But in the 5 years that we've been in operation, we've seen that that is not the key challenge. The key challenge really is knowledge, financial literacy, knowledge. And I kept on asking the women, how many of you know your businesses? If you're giving a loan today, assuming you have a business and we give you a loan, not a grant of say 1 million, right? Are you sure that that 1 million that we give you today will not kill your business? What are your margin lines like? we're giving you this loan at 16%. How are you going to ensure that you pay it back? And this is something that a lot of female businesses do not understand, because women in Nigeria, especially in the informal sector, tend to go into business not because they have the know-how or technical capacity or financial literacy. It's more subsistence living, right? They want to feed their family, they want to send their children to school, and so they go into business, which is one of the things that we try to do a lot of in FCMB. And in fact, we have a mentorship program with WISCAR, and they mentor about 1,000 of our women every year, because we've seen that knowledge is actually one of the key things. So talking about a gap, it's financial literacy for women, and that is something that we need to scale up in West Africa. The next thing is, so, you've provided financial know-how and literacy, we've provided access to markets, access to networks, and then for me, the last thing is access to finance. Now, when it comes to finance, huge challenges as well, because we talk about single-digit interest rates. Now, give a woman a single-digit interest rate, but in Nigeria, we're still asking for things like collateral, right? How many women in Nigeria can access that facility? So you find out that, you come out and you say, or maybe the government says, we have $1 billion to give to female entrepreneurs. This year, it has to go. At the end of the year, maybe 100 million has been drawn down, because women don't have the capacity to access those finances. So we need to start thinking about, if it's in our risk structures, curating something specific to female entrepreneurs. And then, so you don't take them through the same process that you'll take any other entrepreneur, because their challenges are a bit different and peculiar. So are we talking about, for example, cash flow lending? Is that something that we can think of doing? Because what I believe is that if we find that perfect product, and I'm sure FCMB will be the first bank to do that, you'll be surprised that even if it's not a single digit rate, lower interest rate, or you have the specific product for that woman, you'll be surprised that those female entrepreneurs knocking at your door to access finance.
I am, first of all, in awe of Amina. I was here the very first event that WISCAR started. How many years ago was that? A long time, but not that long. And I could never, but I knew her, that it would morph into this giant organization, able to mentor so many people, impact so many diverse organizations, and continuously excel every year to put this event together. And I was just teasing her. I said, look, you brought presidents from all over the world. It's just that America has their own president right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if I hear one day that the American British president here with you. The tentacles that this organization has reached is really formidable. And it's a textbook on how to go about setting up not-for-profit. And for that, I think she really needs to be applauded.
I just wanted to say that this is our 16th year, and it's been amazing. It gets better and better every year. I come every year, and it's always an inspiration. And congratulations to Mrs. Oyagbola and the entire team that makes up WISCAR, because there's a large team involved.
I believe inclusion and diversity in organizations and corporations in Nigeria have always been there. Going back to when I look at my mom, when she coming back from America, she worked at Securities and Exchange Commission and moved up to a director position before heading to becoming chairman and CEO of Investment and Securities Tribunal in Abuja. And I know a lot of other women like her. So it's always been there for women, maybe just not in leadership roles in comparison to men. And I think the thing is, women just need to be bolder, braver, persistent in trying to achieve their career and business goals in Nigeria. Yes, it can be a difficult country to navigate, a difficult terrain to navigate culturally, but it's definitely there for the taking if you do want to succeed
if you do want to be successful in your career and in your business, just be persistent, just be brave, just be bold, and go for it.